Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leena if you guys are new, and I cannot believe that I'm sitting down to film this video. I am so excited to share with you guys that I am pregnant. We have been keeping this secret from you guys since November. It has been one of the hardest things to keep a secret because obviously I'm so excited and I want to share everything, but just as a labor and delivery nurse, I just saw a lot of scary things, unfortunately, and I wanted to just make sure I was well into the second trimester and that things were like good to go before I shared the special news. So I'm so excited. We are so grateful that inshallah we are going to be expecting a little baby coming end of summer 2020. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys just kind of like the story of how we found out and kind of like just give you all the details. And I'm just so excited to finally like bring you guys on this journey. I did post a like 3-minute little vlog of the actual moment that we realized that we were pregnant. That one has already gone live if you haven't seen that one already. Flashback to kind of like September 2019. That's kind of like when Omar and I started thinking more seriously about like when we were gonna have a baby. We just never could figure out when would be a good time because he wants to go back to school and do his master's in nursing. We just knew that he had a little bit of ways to go until he finished school, but we knew that we didn't want to wait until he finished school because we just wanted to be like younger parents. We didn't want to wait too long. We were just like, you know what, let's just maybe just see what happens. Another thing I want to mention is that I do have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is a hormonal imbalance that can make it a little bit more difficult for women to get pregnant sometimes, and that was always a concern of mine literally since I was 17 when I got diagnosed. That was like one of my biggest fears is having fertility issues. So that's why I really tried to change my lifestyle and my diet. I've actually never been on birth control, and the fact that I haven't gotten pregnant during our marriage, I just was thinking like, oh gosh, like it's just gonna take a really long time. Like, what if I have problems once we do start trying? Granted, we actually never legitimately tried to have a baby. I'm not gonna go into those details. We were like, let's just go ahead and just see what happens. Then it was October and I actually had to get a nail biopsy because I had like a little kind of a cancer scare. We kind of put trying for a baby on hold until I got the results for that back. And that was such a scary time for me. I was so stressed, and I'm so glad that we did not try that month because I feel like your body being under that much stress is like not good for the baby. We found out that everything was clear with the biopsy, thank God. Literally, you guys, that next month was the month that we got pregnant. We are so grateful, but we were just in absolute shock. Like I said, with my history of PCOS and with just the fact that we have never gotten pregnant, we were just in absolute shock. I am trying my absolute best to just be as grateful as possible that it happened as fast as it did, even though we didn't know if we were prepared or not. I think God has obviously the perfect timing for everything, but I'm just trying to be so grateful and just remember that there are so many women out there who do go through fertility issues, and my heart goes out to anyone who is struggling, and just know that God has the perfect timing, and inshallah, God willing, everything will work out for you in the best time. But yeah, we were just in literal shock that it happened so fast. My periods are actually really painful. I don't think I've ever talked to you guys about this before, but I get really intense cramps, and I have to take like a lot of ibuprofen to get it under control, usually every month. So I was that month actually that I got pregnant, I was just thinking like, you know, I'm gonna try to eat a lot less meat because I've heard like animal products can kind of make your period cramps a lot worse. So this is really something that I'm gonna try this month. And for some reason that month, I just couldn't do it. I think I ate more animal products and more meat that month than I had in a long time. So I was just anticipating that my period was just gonna be so bad. So end of the month came. It was actually Omar's sister's wedding, and that was the day that I was supposed to start my period, and I just was having the most intense low like pelvic cramps, and I was like, oh my gosh, if it's already this bad of cramps, like the first cramp that I feel is this bad, like it's gonna be so awful this month. It was definitely because I ate so much meat this month. I just kind of like kept having cramps, but then my period just wasn't starting, and normally once I start feeling cramps, like I just kind of like start my period immediately. That's just what's normal for me. It's not really abnormal for me to be like one day late, but I've been pretty regular with my periods for the past past few years. I was just thinking that it was a little bit weird that I hadn't started my period that day of the wedding, but we were super busy that day. I wasn't thinking too much about it. Next day came, still hadn't started my period, was still having like really bad cramps. We went to eat dinner at my parents' house that night. So on our way home, Omar and I stopped by CVS because I told him like, I'm having these really bad cramps and we are out of ibuprofen, and if it's already this bad, like I need to make sure I have ibuprofen. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, but what if I'm actually pregnant? Like, what if this is like a pregnancy symptom? Like, we did only try for the 1 month, but I was like, it could be a possibility. And you are actually not supposed to take ibuprofen if you are pregnant. So I was just thinking like, I should probably take a test just in case before I take medicine. So we parked at CVS and I was like, Omar, should I get a pregnancy test while I run in there? Because like da-da-da. And he was just like, Leena, no, like there's no way, like you're ridiculous. He was saying that I needed to wait at least another week to take a pregnancy test, even though pregnancy tests nowadays are like accurate, like 5 days before you miss your period or something like that. So it was way past time that I could have taken the test. Omar was so against it. He just didn't want me to like take the test for no reason and just like be getting my hopes up or getting his hopes up and then it just be negative. So I was like, oh, okay, fine. Like I couldn't like argue with him. He just wasn't budging on that. So anyways, I ran in and I got ibuprofen and I got a pregnancy test. I didn't tell him, I just like hid it in my purse. When we got home, I ran straight to the bathroom and took the test. And he ran to a different bathroom in the house and he needed to go to the bathroom too. So I took the test and immediately like 2 like dark lines just showed up and my whole world literally just like started, I don't know, everything was just like numb. I felt so weird. I was like, okay, no, this is not right. So I was like texting Omar. I'm like, okay, Omar, you need to get out of the bathroom right now because I need to talk to you. And he wasn't like answering my text messages. So I called him and I'm like, Omar, you need to get out of the bathroom like right now because you need to come in here. And he was like, really, he was like mad. He was like, why? And I'm like, just come in. So he like hangs up, comes over, and he's like, what do you want? I showed him the test and I was like, listen, I don't know if this is real or not. And he was just like, okay, Leena, like you cannot mess with me like that. Leena, you took it wrong. Like, let's read the instructions. Like we have to take it again. Like this is absolutely ridiculous. You're not pregnant. He like made me pee in a cup and we like followed all the instructions and he like set a timer. Like immediately 2 dark lines and Omar's sitting there like watching the timer and I'm like, Omar, they're already there. And he's like, but the timer, Leena, it's not the 10 minutes. I'm like, it doesn't matter. On that night, we just really did not believe it. Honestly, 100%. We just didn't believe it, which looking back, I'm like, why didn't we believe it? We literally took 2 tests. They were both positive immediately. We were just in absolute denial, absolute shock. I went to bed that night thinking like there's just no way that I'm pregnant. The next day, I had a super, super busy day. I was shooting all day, working on videos, working on photos. That morning before I started work, I called my mom and I was like, Mama, like, I have 2 positive pregnancy tests and I don't know if they're real or not, but I just want to let you know, like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, oh my God, Leena, you're definitely pregnant. Like, don't, like, stop kidding yourself. Like, you have 2 positive tests. Like, oh my gosh, she was freaking out. And I was like, no, like it may not be right. Thinking back, I'm just like, oh my God, Leena, you're so stupid. But I really just wanted to take like the digital one that says pregnant so I could just see it and just be like, okay, we confirmed, like I'm definitely pregnant. Of course, like we already had the 2 positive tests, but like it didn't feel real until we took that 3rd one that actually said pregnant. So that was whenever we both were just like, oh my gosh, this is real. I told my mom not to tell any of the rest of my family, and my mom was just dying because she's the worst secret keeper ever. I have a vlog that's gonna be coming up soon of us like telling my family, and wow, I just can't wait to show you guys that one. I'm so excited for all the upcoming content that I have planned. I have telling my family, I have the gender reveal, I have 1st trimester and like 2nd, 3rd trimester updates, and I want to know what else you guys want to see from me about this pregnancy. I want to do kind of like a pregnancy series on this channel, so leave your suggestions below. I'm so excited to take you on this journey. Please keep us in your prayers. I will definitely be keeping all of you who are on your fertility journeys or pregnancy journeys as well. I will be keeping you guys in my prayers as well. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.